All right, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into our upper body now. And the thing about the upper body is that this is a floating joint, and I kind of touched on that quite a bit in the anatomy class. That really what we're doing, what's happening in there is that we have all of our muscle structures that are holding that joint together. And so we have to be really careful when we're doing any type of stretching, any type of work through this upper shoulder. Now, I already showed this on the other video, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it again. Usually, like, this is just a broom handle. You can use a dowel, you can use anything that's strong enough to hold on to. I want to have this 90-degree bend in my arm, and I want to keep my scapula engaged so it's flattened in. And then I'm going to just pull and kind of cause this external rotation. And so this is going to stretch into those internal rotators. Remember, your pecs and your latissimus dorsi, your teres major, these are all really, really big internal rotators that are in your arms. They're going to constantly be overpowering your external rotators, so we really want to kind of get into this. If you want to go ahead and do the internal rotators, right, I get back out into basically the same position, and I can leverage the other way. Kind of a little bit more of a more effective way of getting into that into those external rotators is to put your palm behind your back, and you're going to kind of pull out this way. And this is for your internal rotators, not your external rotators, right? So let's get a little bit into the posterior chain, a little bit into the rhomboid, a little bit into the lower trapezius. So yeah, that's going to be that one for your upper trapezius, right? It's just as simple as dropping down and pulling your head and lifting your chin slightly, right? So that's going to be your upper trapezius. Both sides. Boom. And again, this is going to be a habitually tight one. Why? Because we're always like carrying things, guys. So every time that we carry our dumbbells, we're working on that trapezius. Every time we carry our groceries, we're working on that trapezius. Anytime we're lifting out here, right, we're carrying a box where we have to engage that trapezius. If we are sitting at a desk, that trapezius is going to be sitting in a shortened position. So that's going to be working into that kyphotic posture that we kind of want to avoid there. All right. So for our posterior deltoid, I'm going to put my hand just basically on the upper side of the elbow, build my posture up, and cross over the front. Cross over the front, right? If I want to get into this tricep, as well as the little bit of the latissimus dorsi, I get up into here, and I'm going to try to get my hand as close to my shoulder as possible, right? Not my spine, but my shoulder, as I try to adduct here at the top, which I know is technically still abduction because we're going that way, but we're moving more towards the center line, so it's kind of a conflict in terms, I guess, a little bit. For getting into the biceps, remember that our biceps, we have our long head over bicep that spans both joints, right? So I'm going to go, to get that one, I'm going to go palm down, and I'm going to leverage into a wall or something like that. I'm going to project forward, so that's going to get into my biceps femoris, maybe a little bit in my pecs, guys. So one of the things is that this ball and socket joint is going to move back and out when you're doing that, and so you're not necessarily going to get really into your pecs if you do kind of this wall stretch here. It does help a little bit, and especially if you're really tight, you'll feel that kind of in here, but really be careful about going really into that, back into like really deep shoulder extension right here, right? So by kind of leaning forward and stretching that, I just want to be careful that I'm not, teaching my ball and socket to be coming out of that joint at all, right? So, I think that's going to be relatively it as far as like your upper body shoulder areas. Again, for your, going across here for posterior deltoid, going up here for a little bit of your, that stuff, trapezius. These deltoids, like, they're kind of hard to get, right? So palm outward, right, and bringing across your body or bringing behind the body is going to get into that a little bit. Again, that bicep stretch is going to get into that anterior deltoid again. Coming back this direction, remember the anterior deltoid goes this way. So be working on getting that further back. Maybe I can put my hand on a bench or a leg or something like that so it's supported, and then I can drop down so I go deep into that extension. Just be really careful with that, guys, because again, all those muscles are still trying to do structure here. So you really want to focus more on the ones that are compromising that structure and causing like these postural imbalances, right? So since this is like a tight internal rotator, tight trapezius, tight pec minor sort of deal here, we want to be doing the muscles that are going to help us get back into this kind of standard posture. And if you are a wrestler, this is the posture that you're going to have. Right? So this is your wrestler posture. This is what people who do a lot of wrestling and a lot of people who do a lot of shrugs and that type of thing, or people who work at computers, they're all going to end up in kind of this kyphotic posture. And we need to loosen the upper trapezius because it's elevating, loosen the pec minor because it's anchoring, and strengthen those lower back muscles so that they pull you back into that natural posture. Yes, there was some leg ones I want to go back to do. So.